Hi, this is Cool PC Doc. I've getting ready to do bag 6. I've already cut it open. Um, and we are gonna start building, but this is bag 6 of our poinsettia. Set number 10370. 10370. So let's get popping and let's dive in because I already lost a little bit of time. So we are going to uh get in here. So we're building the top part of the our poinsettia, and we are just gonna start a building here. All right. So the next step, we're gonna go and put this gray Technic stud in, and then we are going to put a brown stud over the top. Now we're going to put that off to the side a moment. We're going to get a unique 1x with modified handle. I'm not sure exactly what they call it, but we're going to build that. Then we're going to take and put this onto the top. And then we are going to insert that into this brown piece over here. Get that centered. And we're going to put some green, I call them barrels, over the top. Next part of this build, we are going to put this aside, and we are going to make 5 of these little sections here that are going to hold the leaf sections onto this build. And we're going to start with a barrel and a red piece. We'll do each step, 5 of each step, because it's faster. And as you see, I have a lot of these pieces already sorted out because I just took this part apart because I noticed that my recording did not start recording. So I'm redoing. Otherwise, the first part of this video was for naught. So now we're going to go like this. Push the screen piece in. We're going to push one of these through here. Put that over to the side. And so on and so forth until we get all the way to the finish line here. And let's just keep going here. These pieces are really tiny. I have big fat fingers. And away we go. All right, now we're gonna mount these onto our build. Go through these holes. Go through those holes. Be This is something I would love to do, is be a oop, this came out of alignment here. So now I have to pull one of these back out. With my handy dandy. So what happens is this is a floating piece, so that's got to stay in the middle. And if it doesn't, then you have to do what I just did and pull it back out. This one will keep it in position. A lot harder for it to shimmy its way out, so that you have your fifth hole. And I had timeout settings wrong on my computer screen, so I've been fighting with that today. Think I finally got that fixed. But yeah, we're getting ready to do Christmas with the family, so gonna be kind of fun. We're gonna do Thanksgiving and then Christmas, and then we'll go from there. Let's make these green leaves. I can build pretty fast when I want to here, especially when I have pieces and parts ready to go. But yeah, we're gonna go and hang out with the fam for Thanksgiving on Thursday, and then my wife and I are gonna spend the weekend hanging out together, going to downtown where we live. They have a bunch of things going on all Black Friday weekend. So we're gonna enjoy the festivities outside as long as the weather isn't too nasty, ugly. And that looks like that piece is together. So now we're gonna make the flower sections. So we're gonna grab one of these. We're gonna get the old red hinge piece, pop that on top. We're going to put a couple of these on. Once I do a couple of these, we'll have her pinned down. Ooh, wait, I gotta do the two black pieces. There's that. And then here's the pointy flower part. Now we'll make the next one. See how much faster this goes. So we're gonna go. They looks like they got a lot of German stuff gonna be going on in downtown West Bend for us. So we're gonna enjoy those festivities and have a great time this weekend. I'm hoping to eat some potato pancakes down there, and we'll see what that's going to all look like. I hope the weather is semi decent. I don't care if it's a little bit cool, but I don't want to be in rain or snow or whatever might be the case. Let's get another one of these little clips. Yeah, it's going to be first time in over 13 years that my wife and I have not They have not, in 13 years roughly, we have not been able to enjoy an entire um, Thanksgiving weekend because I used to work at Home Depot in retail, and God forbid I should get a dang day off on the busiest weekend of the year. No, that they don't like to give us days off there. They would prefer to see you miss out on stuff with your family versus uh, and come to work and make sales and then punish you if you call out one of those days, and they take your holiday pay for Thanksgiving. So yeah, wasn't a good thing to do. So yeah, I always decided, well, I better go to work. God forbid, because they wouldn't approve me to have a day off on that ever. And I kind of look at it, it's the greed of stockholders. Um, that is what that comes down to, stockholder greed. Okay. And I get some of it, but at the same time, it shouldn't be that way. So I digress. Sorry. So we're going to go back and we're going to finish up this build as quickly as we can here. I know I'm 11 minutes in, and I can have this thing probably finished in about 15 minutes from this point. That'd be my guess. As this is the last bag, and I got a handful of pieces left. And so now it's just a matter of getting the right pieces in the right place on this. And we're going to put the little pointy piece there and go with the rounded piece there. Now we've got those. Next, we're going to clip these into this piece up here. So we're going to try and manipulate this thing so that these hinges are all working the way they're supposed to. We'll leave them flat for now, and then we'll hinge them up as we need to. This is where I like to have my little handy, because these are kind of tough to get in there. So I am going to forcibly move them with my tweezer so I can get in there. Much easier for me to snap these hinges in place. For anybody who's looking to start building Lego, I recommend getting yourself some tweezers or whatever, and get you the things that you know will help you make your project building a little easier. Now here's another one of those issues. This weak section here, these weak sections here, they come popping off because we're trying to manipulate these. So you have to kind of take your patience, and you got to kind of shape this to fit your motif here. There's no right or wrong way because it's a flower at the end of the day. So it's kind of Just a matter of getting things to sit where they are supposed to sit. Now, because these are very weak, I pull these up. If you want to hinge these, you might want to hinge them up. Then, see, when you break them off, that hinge piece does not like to come up, so you have to be very delicate with it. Very tight hinge, and that piece where those studs are is kind of weak. This is always like the hardest part when you're doing some of these flower builds. Just going to say that. The botanicals are nice, but there again, sometimes at the end of the day, you can sit here and wrestle with these things all day long, and you keep knocking them off. And I don't know that there's an easy answer for them. And then like this one here, you see these things pulled out. Now you see I'm running into issues. Okay, we're knocking bits and pieces off because we're trying to sculpt this thing and it is not cooperating with me today. And then you still get these things coming off. Even so, it's really easy to break this section of okay, so you don't want everything to be all bunched up, but sometimes it is just kind of how it goes. And there we kind of have her together, so we're going to leave it as it sits. Now we have a pretty simple part of the build with all these pieces here. We're going to make sets of these smaller little flower pieces. Make all these these are 2x3s. I'm actually cheating a little bit. I'm doing them out of order, but I want to make this go as quickly as I can because I wrestled with that part too long. And I truly believe this is a better way to build it. I don't know for sure, but this section, I'm confident that I'm going to find out it is a better way to build this section. It gives me a little more these pieces fold up like so. And now we're going to do these the same way. I'm getting tired and I'm at the end of my day, so we're winding her down. This build is almost finished and I want to get her done. What's nice is there's no stickers, there's no printed pieces, it's just pure Lego flower parts. Not even all of them are flower parts. So now that we have those all on there, we're gonna take this first one. And see if I can get it tied down the pole like so. I'm going to take the second one here. I'm going to slide that down the and there we have that. Next, we're going to build, we're going to put a brown stud over here, and we're going to build this flower piece here with these little yellow, I'm not sure what kind of piece, decorative piece these are. Almost look like a little cupcake. Which for a minifig, it would be a great size cupcake. And now we go slide that down. Now we put the yellow stud. Let's do it this way. Let's snap the flower piece onto the top. Let's snap this little yellow stud through the hole. And it is not fitting. It will fit. And I just broke another piece of this. I'm going to push this thing out of here because I think there's something not right with this. I don't know what it is. It's not fitting in, and it's causing me to break other parts of this. Can't put that on there. And that means I'm going to have to take that piece off. I have to try and put that in there. I think what I did wrong is on this piece here. Let's just maybe we'll do it like that. All right, we're gonna try this a little differently. I can part around with these leaves and flower things after. I know what I did. I put these in upside down because it wouldn't lock on, which was giving me just a little less clearance than what I needed. Now, when I put my stud there, I had to figure out what, there we go. Now it's tall enough. So sometimes you can put a piece on one of two different ways and it'll look right either way, but one way is the right way and the other way is the wrong way. And there you have the top piece. Okay, now that we have that top piece, we're gonna see how we can fit this in here without breaking it, which I already broke a piece off. So I'm going to move that one around. Mother of pearl. I broke two of them off. Now let me go pull this section off of here. I don't care how it comes off at this point. And this is where sometimes these builds frustrate, because they are delicate. And this hinge piece doesn't work the way you always want it to. And then you pull out pieces that are Technic pieces that shouldn't pull out that easy, but do. Which is where I am at. Now, how do we get that back in to go like that? And then we have to times it is just not as easy as some people might think. Because you got pieces twisting and bending multiple ways. And no exact way of getting it in exactly the right position needed without a little guesswork. And it doesn't help when I drop the piece because my thumb is numb, but that you've heard about that story already. Now let me see if I can contend with the top piece here, because I think I have to get these bending upward a little bit more. And I don't want to destroy this whole thing. And then we're back to this side over here. Okay. So this is the top. Let's see if I have clearance to get the top in. Now I'm going to try and put this piece back in here amongst the other pieces. And there we have our poinsettia. Buffing up some of these pieces. A little bit in here. So that we have, I think I got that right there like that. Okay. And there we have our Christmas poinsettia. And I'm going to put these little pieces off to the side, more bits and pieces for my castle build. Anyway, this is how you make the poinsettia. This is Cool PC Doc. I'm going to say goodbye in a little bit, but make sure you hit the subscribe. Check out my link on Twitch. It's going to be it's posted in my channel, and also I'm going to post a link for where I purchased this, which was on Amazon. I got a really great price on it because I think it was like Black Friday sale. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and you have a very fantastic rest of your day.